What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gooner channel. Well, today, as expected, Arsenal made their second bid for West Ham captain Declan Rice. A bid of 75 million up front, well, in 4 instalments, with a further 15 million in add-ons, taking this deal to 90 million pounds, which would have made it British football's third highest transfer in record. Took absolutely no time at all for West Ham to reject this bid out of hand. And of course, this is frustrating for Arsenal fans. And we are, I think, as this transfer saga goes on, starting to worry that this may not happen. A lot of you I've seen have been saying, look, why don't we just pay what West Ham are asking for? In this case, I'm afraid it is not as simple as that. Writing in The Guardian reported that actually before the transfer window, West Ham had indicated to Arsenal that a bid of 80 million would probably be good enough to seal the services of Declan Rice. So what seems to be happening here is that West Ham don't know how much they want. They just want as much as possible. It's therefore in their interest to wait and see if another team comes in, a Man City or if a Man United or a Chelsea. And so they're not in any hurry to accept an offer which is below what they think they can get for him. Arsenal, on the other hand, are really keen to get this done quickly and have made it painfully obvious to everybody that this is their number one target and they don't really have a plan B. There's talk of Lavia at the moment, there's talk of Zubimendi. None of those really stack up, and we also pulled out of the deal for Moises Caicedo. So West Ham know that they can keep pushing our buttons and we have to keep going back and offering more money. They don't feel that we've reached our limit yet, and I don't think any of us do either. This is starting to look like it's a deal that's going to take 100 million to do. Why is this taking so long? Well, on the surface, it's taking a long time. But remember, the transfer window opened only a week ago. What seems to be causing the problems in this transfer is that Arsenal have made it far too obvious that they want Declan Rice and there isn't a plan B. And West Ham have made it far too obvious that he's definitely leaving. So, where do we go from here? Well, Fabrizio Romano has said that there's definitely going to be a third bid from Arsenal. But are we getting to the point now where people at Arsenal genuinely would say, look, that's our final offer and leave it on the table? Is there a feeling at West Ham? Is there a genuine feeling at West Ham that Man City are coming in this? I would raise doubts about that because I think if Man City were going to come into this deal, why haven't they yet? Declan Rice isn't a player they need. They are and do have other priorities. Is this therefore just West Ham hoping someone's going to come in? Now, Bayern Munich have already pulled out of this because Declan Rice made it obvious to them that he's already got his team in mind. Chelsea, if they are going to spend this kind of money, and look, I know they can, and they have gazumped us before, but does Declan Rice really want to go to Chelsea? If he's leaving West Ham, he's doing it to get a chance to win a trophy. And whilst Chelsea may be a better long-term prospect with the money they've got right now, he seems like he wants to come and join the project at Arsenal. He has friends in the club, and it's clear that there's been a strong level of communication and an agreement done on personal terms. This is not going to fall apart if West Ham and Arsenal can agree on the payment. Why are Arsenal not just coming in with 100 million? It's like I said, I think if they came straight in with 100 million, West Ham would probably say they want 120. West Ham are going to hold on as long as they can. This is going to come down to who blinks first. One of the two parties is going to have to be prepared to walk away from it. I think of the two parties, if West Ham did turn down an Arsenal bid and Arsenal did walk away from it, they are not likely to get this level of money from another club, because the minute Arsenal walk away from this, Man City are only going to offer 80 to 85, and then of course there's more reason for West Ham to take it. I understand that it's frustrating for us fans, but let's try and put this in perspective. We are talking about buying something for around... We are talking about what will likely be the third or second biggest transfer in British football history. This is not a deal that should be quick to do. This is a huge investment from Arsenal and a huge decision for West Ham. After all, West Ham know better than anyone how difficult it's going to be to replace Declan Rice. They're apparently in for Paulinho. There's other kind of players that they need. They need a striker quite badly. This amount of money could set them up for seasons to come or leave them just short of what they need. They didn't have a great league season. David Moyes has been given another year. But a bad start to the season with the fans against them, it's a tough decision for them. You can understand that. The policy at West Ham seems to be Hold on until you get the best possible offer. It's brinkmanship. We as a team have to be prepared, I think, to say third and final offer. And you have this long to accept it. And as fans and as a team in general, we have to be prepared that we don't get what we want. Now, I think that if we are strong like that, and we do make a third and final offer, that it may take a little while, but I think that West Ham are less likely to immediately reject it. Bottom line here is, if they don't sell Declan Rice this summer, January, there may not be as many teams that want to pay, and they're certainly not going to pay this level of money. They may be looking at a situation where, worst case scenario, a promise they made to the player to let him leave is not kept. West Ham have promised Declan Rice that he can go this summer, and it's going to be very difficult for them to explain to him that even though they achieved the valuation that they would have agreed beforehand was good enough, that it wasn't good enough. This would be a situation very much akin to Daniel Levy and Harry Kane. But Declan Rice is no Harry Kane. I don't think he puts up with it in the same way. Let me know in the comments what you would do. I've already had a few comments saying that maybe it's time for us to move on and change our focus. As I mentioned just a little while ago, who is our second best? If we are going to pull out of Declan Rice, maybe we do just go back for Moises Caicedo and say, look, we can pay the kind of money that Brighton are asking for. And in the transfers we've done with Brighton in the past, they've been good negotiators, but not completely intractable. For me, I think the third bid should really be the final bid, because if we do keep going back with improved offers, who can blame West Ham for saying no? Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm dying to find out. I think this is going to go on for at least another week, but I very much hope that West Ham and Arsenal come to terms as quickly as possible. I think 100 million is a reasonable amount. It's huge, but look, we're talking about a player who's 24, has the potential to be a captain at Arsenal, and certainly takes us closer to a Premier League title than we currently are. So my hope is still that this is going to happen. The confidence around the place seems to be that this is going to happen, but this is just the kind of, look, it's just what transfers are, isn't it? Especially when you've got a team like West Ham that's stubbornly holding on for as much as they can, and other clubs out there that tend to splash cash. Anyway, I will, of course, keep you updated if any news comes in. And until I speak to you again, thank you so much for the support, the comments. I love each of them. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, well, you're basically keeping me dangling like West Ham are keeping Arsenal dangling. Is that good? Hit the subscribe. Hit the all notifications. That way I can keep you up to date with all the news from our beloved club. Be lucky. Lots of love.